Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to all. I feel proud to be a part of this conference. It is really heartening to see that things have started to move post-pandemic, so to speak. And I wish that इस तरह की जो conferences हैं ये और होती रहें और हम as an industry, academia, we are able to join forces together, and we are able to work together to a better and brighter future for Pakistan. A bit about Indigo Textile. We were formed. We started production back in 2006. Our primary goal was to set up a denim weaving unit. We already had a big footprint into textiles. We were covering different facets of textile trade, but denim was one. Denim fabric manufacturing was one aspect that was missing from our forte. In 2004, quotas were phased out. We envisaged that a lot of volume, a lot of business is going to come to Pakistan, and hence a backward integration. We had a garment unit already working with big brands of the world, and we thought that we have a good opportunity to set up something to add value to our offering. Sustainability for Indigo Textile is not just a buzzword. It's something that we live day in, day out. It does not, and it encompasses everything, every aspect of what we do. How we source our materials, how we manufacture our goods, how we utilize those materials, how can we better improve our processes, our machinery, to get to a better output, whereby our per unit impact is reduced. So it's not just about sourcing the best fiber or the right fiber, or buying a machine which is going to be a lot more better in the use of all the inputs, that is electricity or water or chemicals. It's everything. It's everything. It's not just. It doesn't end at one particular aspect of the trade we have. So, and it includes investing into things like solar power generation. It includes investing into recycling of water. It includes into working with our brands and working with academia to come up with better solutions and how we are going to do what we are going to do. So part of the solution is probably with us, which is the manufacturing concerns, but a lot of it will come from people like yourselves, will come from the best practices that are happening not just in Pakistan but around the world. And with forums like these, where we could have a global outreach, is where we feel that हम और ज़्यादा बेहतर चीज़ कर सकते हैं और सीख सकते हैं. The next I wanted to talk about was also how we do the processes at Indigo Textile. This is something that I gave you about a project that we did together with Levi's. Then one big thing that is happening in the way we do business is that we are looking at how to recycle the water that we're using. So one big thing in the recycling of the water is how well the water is treated. So let's say there are certain requirements of BOD, COD, suspended solids that the NEQS or some different brands have their different requirements, which are much more stringent than what the NEQS define. But going one step further, if you want to recycle the water, you need to treat a little or better. One thing that we ended up doing was to have a caustic recovery unit, which greatly reduces the impact of the chemical that is that has to be neutralized, and also it adds to our processes because we can use that caustic back into our process. So that is one thing that was a really good project on its own. And then now we are actively looking at recycling the effluent that we have. So I'm not too sure, but I'm hearing numbers like 80 to 85%. So just imagine, I mean, a company like ours with our footprint, we are probably using about 300,000 gallons to 350 to 400,000 gallons per day. Reducing that by 80%, it's phenomenal. The savings that can happen are phenomenal. And this is where people from the academia, they come in. Because too many things that we are doing right now, they are new for us. Let's say my people who work, they have some people have 20, some people have 30 years experience of dyeing denim fabrics, but they have perhaps practically zero experience on how to recycle water. Okay, so this is where our collaboration comes in on how to do it, what are the newer ways to do it, how can we look at different technologies, do that research together, have a project together, and come up with out-of-box solutions, so if need be. Or perhaps we can take the learning of what is happening. Maybe we get to hear about what's happening in Dubai. We know that there's practically no water over there, but if you go to Dubai, I mean, it's much more greener than maybe Lahore right now. So it's something that is again, like I talked about, the environment during the pandemic. It is something which is doable, and I'm sure that we can find better ways to execute this. But we would need to learn a lot on the fly, and we would want that such inputs on these aspects are coming from the academia. That training is something which is absolutely important, and it cannot happen in isolation. It has to be a collaborative process between the academia and the industry. Similarly, research. So just to emphasize, it's something which is sadly missing here in Pakistan. We honestly don't even know how to do it. But it is something that we talked about. We talked about back, when we were talking about this last year, when there were discussions happening about a conference like this, and I was talking to Dr. Amtul. We talked about this, but it was just something that we talked about very briefly. So again, it's an open field. You could have discussions, but this is something which I feel is really important. If Indigo Textile has to do better, if Pakistan has to do better, this is what we need to concentrate upon. So I look forward to successful conference. I wish you all the very best. We are open for discussions. We are open to form partnerships. We very keenly look forward to it. Like I said, something that I really believe in, and something that is absolutely what Pakistan needs, what Indigo Textile needs. What we should do is to work together to make this a better place.